Welcome back. As we continue to track the impact of climate change, scientists are seeing a shift in the average temperatures of our oceans, and it could be causing some big storms. Here to explain more is our friend Shel Winkley from Climate Central. Shel is the Weather and Climate Engagement Specialist with Climate Central. Shel, good afternoon. Thank you for being here today.
Hey there, Rich. Thanks for having us. I got a couple of those thunderstorms y'all were just talking about
Hey,
knocking at my door here.
we're just really happy about that too. Now
Right?
tell me a little bit about, for our viewers who don't know, what is the Climate Shift Index?
Right. So the climate shift index gives us an understanding of basically how climate change is impacting temperatures. And what we saw a lot just over the past couple of weeks for the Austin area was on the scale of 0 to 5, Austin and surrounding areas were at a 5, meaning that without climate change, the prolonged triple-digit temperatures we've experienced this summer, last summer, likely wouldn't have happened. So what we're doing is we're running a handful of climate models that do two things. We use the existing carbon pollution that we've put into our atmosphere, and then we also run them without that carbon pollution, and we take a ratio. And what that can tell us is how much more likely is the heat that we're experiencing being made by climate change, or maybe you have a rare cool day, how much more unlikely in a warming climate will those temperatures be as we continue into the future.
You've taken this from the land to the sea. Please explain.
Right. So we just debuted Climate Shift Index Ocean. So when you look at the scale, again, the Climate Shift Index for air temperatures for what you walk around in the city of Austin is from a scale of 0 to 5. The ocean temperature doesn't change quickly, and it gives us a stronger signal. So that can go as much as 0 to 1,000 times more likely. What this is telling us is just where we're finding that carbon pollution, the warming atmosphere, how it equates to the entire Earth, and where we see a lot of that warmth being held, and the biggest impacts is on sea surface temperatures. So that's what we're quantifying here.
And obviously this also includes, since we're in Texas here, our proximity to the Gulf, it also includes the Gulf waters. Are they warmer right now than the Atlantic, or are they about the same?
They are extremely well above average for this time of the year, what's expected. We've got a pocket in the western side of the Gulf of Mexico that, as of right now, is about 700 to 800 times more likely to be the temperature they are. Right now, it's about 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit warmer. So those temperatures are 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Bring it closer to Texas, where if you go down to the coast and you were to hop into the water right now trying to cool off, you likely wouldn't. The water temperatures off the coast of Galveston, 87.8 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than what we'd expect at the tail end of August. Those temperatures today are made at least 100 times more likely to be that hot at this time of the year in that portion of the Gulf of Mexico.
So how was Beryl impacted by the climate shift index?
Right. So that's what this is used for, right? We've got several different applications, and this is to quantify the temperatures that fed a storm. So we can say that the waters underneath where Hurricane Beryl rapidly intensified and broke historic records for the month of June, those water temperatures were up to 400 times more likely to be that warm. Now, what that quantifies, again, is the sea surface temperature, the fuel for Beryl. You've got a lot of other aspects. We are working on attribution to determine what climate change has done for the actual hurricane strength. But we do know that water temperatures are one of the biggest drivers of rapid intensification. And again, where Beryl intensified, water temperatures were 2.5, 3 degrees warmer than average, which again is as much as 100 to 400 times more likely in June that Beryl stumbled across as it rapidly intensified into that monster hurricane.
And we still have more of the hurricane season to come. It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It is. You had Debbie that brought all that rainfall to Florida and the southeastern side of the U.S. Another way that we can use this tool is we can see how much abnormalous warmth is in the Gulf of Mexico in Debbie's case. And then again, what's the climate aspect? That human-caused climate pollution that's warming those waters. Because the other thing that we know about in a warming climate is that, as you mentioned with your Hurricane Harvey recap, the atmosphere is holding on to more moisture. The amount of available moisture for rainfall only goes up as these ocean temperatures increase as well. And you saw that with all the flooding rainfall that happened in the southeastern U.S. just last month.
Incredible. He's one of the good guys. Shel Winkley from Climate Central. Shel, will be calling on you for a few more of these in-depth reports. Thank you very much for being with us this afternoon.
Absolutely happy to help, and we'll keep eyes on it as the hurricane season continues on.
All right. Thank you, Shel. We'll be right back.